dad sat me down and he said, Pete, if you'll listen to me, you might be able to get a scholarship in basketball because we can't pay your way. And maybe you not only get a scholarship, but maybe you'll go to the pro level and you'll play on a team that wins a world championship. And you'll make $1 million playing basketball. And they'll give you a big diamond ring and it'll have your name on it and say world champions. And to a 7-year-old, my eyes lit up. And I said, Dad, that's what I want. He said, if you let me teach you, you just commit. You dedicate your life to basketball, and that's all you have to do. And you'll live happily the rest of your lives. And that's what I did. I became a human basketball. I was a basketball android.
Much razzle dazzle in his game. He was just hard to guard.
The way he handled the basketball so flippantly and so sort of carelessly really offended a lot of basketball purists.
What Pistol would do, he would take the ball and set it behind his back, catch the ball, and shoot. That was sweet.
Man, you couldn't steal it from Pistol Pete. He'd come down there and make up shots in the air. The no-look passes, the dribble the ball, then pat it with one hand. That's where I saw all that from Pistol Pete. That's where I got it from.
Chance to play with him for the first time in the high school All-American game in Memphis. And it's tough, you trying to play your game and you're watching him.
There's a basketball player that ever played this game that can score as fast as Maravich.
Well, Pete was a tougher competitor in himself with his floppy socks and laissez-faire attitude, on the court, so to speak. He was a guy that could do it all. I mean, offensively, we used to talk about it, a lot, even talk with him because we were friends. And the things that he did, he practiced them. Nothing that he did was so much spontaneous. It was because he had done these things over and over again in practice. And he got 68 on us, as when I was with the Knicks. And I used to tell Clyde and Butch Beard that he only got 6 on me.
He came down on the break. He shot it, he let it go, he turned around and started running, and as the ball ripped the net, he said, he did did this, and we all went like, Larry did that, Larry got that from him, and he would do stuff like that. I was like, man, how good is that guy? He shoots the ball, turns around and he runs it, as he's ripping the net, he just does that. Then we'd play horse. And he had some shots where he'd jump out of bounds. He had shots I never thought of ever shooting shots.
A lot of amazing things with the basketball. He was really a showman. I mean, Pete would go out there to put on a show. I mean, that's what he wanted to do. That's how he looked at himself, as a showman.
My reaction was, thank God for Pete Maravich. Over the 6 years that I was in the NBA, they told all of us that if you were 6'5" and under, you can't make any money. So at the time, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain was the only 2 guys that were making money. When Pete came in, he changed the whole pay structure.
Pete Maravich, the New Orleans Jazz, in my opinion, one of the great gods that ever played the game. So many things he's done from the time he was a little bitty one to make basketball not only his life, but a part of his hand. Now you see that little drill he did there? That looks simple, but it has meaning. Everything he does has meaning. What about that drill, Pete?
This right here is just for a coordination standpoint of just, you spread your legs out, and the object is to throw the ball at a 45-degree angle, catch it behind you, and throw it back with your wrist, getting stronger wrist. This just develops the coordination part of it and leads up to a more dramatic part of a drill, which I call the bullet ricochet.
Yeah, but you told me don't bend your knees, right?
You don't want to bend your knees.
You'll ever get hurt.
Because if you do, you open up a pocket under there, and you might end up where you don't want to end up.
All right, let's see you do it.
Okay, this is coordination.
Now watch it very closely. He goes faster and faster.
Now it develops into what I call a bullet ricochet, where you just throw it and you continually increase your speed and continue to increase your hand quickness.
You realize the speed that thing is going? Hold it, Pete. It gets me nervous. Every time he does that, it gets me nervous.
Makes me nervous, too.
The greatest playmaker playing today.
NCAA scoring champion at LSU, twice an NBA scoring champion.
I met Pete when he was maybe a sophomore in high school. I met him at Dolph Shays' camp up in New York. And his father, Press Maravich, was a guest speaker. And he brought his son, he couldn't have been more than 13, 14 years old. But the skills that he had as a basketball player, even at that young age, were unbelievable. You knew that he was going to be a great player. He was an exhibitionist, the dribbling, the passing, throwing the ball, taking it off his head, shooting it into the bag. I mean, he had so many tricks, it was unbelievable.
I would like to be remembered.
Amazing about Pete, 44 points per game, career for 3 straight years in an era with no three-point line. Dale Brown, who coached at LSU after Press and Pete were there, Dale Brown went back and charted all the games with the running score. Maravich free throw, Maravich 22-foot jumper, Maravich layup. And he calculated that with the current college three-point rule at 19.9, Pete Maravich would have averaged 13 three-point makes per game, which would have given him a career average of 57 points per game under today's rules. That guy is unbelievable. We love him. We miss him terribly.
Is he the first white guy to have the flash and style and between the legs and behind the back? I mean, because my favorite move was the move he did to Jerry West.
Okay, jump to the opposite side and bang it off the board.
Not quite enough there, and so Big Bob McAdoo gets the shooting advantage.
Left hand, straight in.
Little pop shot didn't look like much. Sometimes those can be tough. And bank it in, and Maravich, 5 inches shorter, has to stay with him on the same shot. And it's still with McAdoo. And he's going to stay right with the same shot from the other side.
You got the lead back, Pete.
All right, take one dribble, throw it behind your back, catch it with the right hand, lay it on the opposite side.
Okay. That's easy for him to say. That game last season when he threw in 68 against New York.
Simple little scoop shot.
Maravich goes to a little dip shot. As you recall, McAdoo got a letter on Maravich on a similar shot earlier. Now Maravich gets it right back on McAdoo.
Take 2 hands, throw it over your head with your wrist, catch it while you're in the air, and just shoot it in, off the board. Okay?
Nothing to it for Pistol Pete.
You want to see a replay of that?
No, it's all right. I got it.
You got it?
I get it.
He does. Competition is staged at the Omni International Complex in Atlanta.
Same side, just jump out, bang off the board. Both feet down here.
Letter from McAdoo.
First time we'll go behind my back. All right? And through my leg with the left hand on the outside.
This is a Pistol Pete specialty. Round the back, through the legs, up from the other side.
All right, watch. Take a dribble, and I'll go around with my left hand. Watch. Back around that way.
Right.
Left hand to right hand, back on the right leg, and then up. All right hand to left hand.
Today we have Pistol Pete Maravich, a former NCAA and NBA scoring champion, against George Gervin, the current scoring champion in the league. And so to lead away, George Gervin of the San Antonio Spurs has won the toss, and he fires up a jumper off the glass. And the pistol had too much on here.
Jump shot.
Gervin, a spectacular player, an over 50% shooter from the backcourt.
All right, out of bounds.
Now Pistol Pete.
Off the backboard, straight out.
Going to go into his bag of tricks, and he has got a lot of them. They say of George Gervin, he can shoot over just about any guard in the league, and anyone he can't, he can drive around.
No step, straight out.
Straight up.
All right, sit down, make a layup.
Pistol's going to take it easy here.
Off the backboard.
Pistol can make that ball talk, I think. George wasn't expecting all this sitting down, I don't think.
Up a little closer. Up a little closer. A little closer. There you go.
Settle right in there, George. And this, I think, is a first-time shot for George Gervin. But he's got it down. So he still leads 1-0.
Drive in, flip behind the back, catch you with one hand, laying in on the other side.
Gotcha. The pistol, you'll recall, used that against Bob McAdoo and gave the big fella a lot of problems.
Leonard, Gervin.
And we're even.
Call it out, Pete.
It's a regular scoop shot. Right here, regular scoop shot. Two hands.
The pistol's also gotten some people with that little scoop shot. He takes shots other people haven't tried before. There's a good example as the second letter goes up on George Gervin.
All right, take a dribble. The ball behind you, both wrists, both hands. Flip it over you and lay it in. Okay?
The pistol was 3 times the NCAA scoring champion at LSU, twice an NBA scoring champion.
Gotta be with two hands, too.
Two hands, George.
Two hands?
With two hands.
Two hands flipped like this.
There's Mrs. Maravich looking on. George Gervin. So Gervin, who just edged out David Thompson for the league scoring title this season, stays with him. That's a tough one. These guys haven't done that before, and 3 letters are up on George Gervin.
Jump shot.
Gervin takes control.
Thanks, Zach.
This competition coming to you from the Omni International Complex in Atlanta.
Letter, Maravich.
Twice now, Gervin's put letters on Maravich with the bank shot.
Off the backboard.
That is a tough shot. As tough a shot as there is. Straight away off the glass.
Letter, Maravich.
And so we're even.
Off the backboard.
The eventual winner of the horse competition will receive a check for $15,000.
Jump shot.
Letter,
So the pistol is now a letter from elimination as George Gervin is filling the basket up.
Oh, yeah, all day. That's it? That's it. Jump shot.
Controls to Maravich.
So Pistol Pete, 1 letter from elimination, has the shooting advantage back, and he's going to sit down again. Letter. And for a second time, the sit-down shot puts a number, a letter up on George Gervin.
All right. Let's stand on this side of the basket. Jump to the opposite side and bank it in.
You see those 4 letters up for each man.
Gotcha.
The next one that goes up sends the loser out and the winner on to the semifinals.
Straight jump. Right here.
And so, NBA scoring champion George Gervin of San Antonio goes out, and Pistol Pete Maravich is a semifinalist in the horse.
Just like I'm going to throw the ball over here, okay? I'm going to throw a little chest bounce pass. That's how you set it up. You come down on a 3-on-1, see? You're coming down on a 3-on-1, you throw a little chest bounce. The next time you come down, you see, you set the man up. All of a sudden, you're coming down like this, and all of a sudden you take that ball, and you go right here, and you go, whoosh, and the ball goes on the other side. It's amazing. And what happens? You know what's happened? The guy there is going to eat air. You ever seen a guy eat air? That's what happens on that pass. Called the wrist pass. Right here. Straight over. It's very deceptive. How do you throw it? You lock your arms completely out. You lock your arms completely out, and it's all wrist. It's just wrist. It's wrist. Wrist. You don't throw it like this. It's not deceptive that way. You can go either way with it. See? You can throw it that way too. See? Either way. Or this way. Or is it a deceptive pass?
Believe, but Pistol Pete died today. He was only 40 years old. Pistol Pete Maravich, the all-time scoring champ of college basketball who spent 10 years in the pros, died as he lived, playing basketball. He was in a pickup game in Pasadena when he had a heart attack.
He was the original. When you talk about Showtime and you talk about creativity and bringing a whole different concept to the game of basketball.
Next week I'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'll get that big ring. In fact, it's a bigger ring than I would have got for the championship. But I'll tell you something about all awards. They all pale to the glory of Christ and what he's done in my life. It's amazing what he has done.